Welcome back to Praying to the Dice Gods. Joe's going to give us our recap from the perspective of Charles.
It's a sad day. Last night, we endured a very great battle, and many were lost, and even one at my own hands. And for that, my face is now a reminder of the sorrow of the life that I took. And so many more were taken. And even Tor let out such a wail. It was truly breathtaking. But now we sit here taking care of the bodies. Jeff having broken down, me as well. But Tor has been quite inspiring. And now we have the lives that we have saved that we will use to try and save more. Hopefully, as we continue our journey to find the source of darkness and save more people.
Alright. So yes, the party began cutting through the swamps. The swamp. Jeff affiliated himself with his new weapon as they found stumbled upon some will-o-wisps. The party were able to successfully kill these creatures, although after much battering and fighting, and they made their way forward and found a camp. It had turned out to be a lizard folk camp, as 9 of them had approached in canoes. Tor had attempted to persuade them away before realizing that they were under fear of something else and attacked regardless. The party cleaned up most of them, killed 4 of them, left 5 of them unconscious, tied them up, and lay down for rest. At this point, the party's waking up, and Daniel at this point has rejoined you, and you guys awake and see her sleeping there next to you as well. Yeah, you guys are awake, and you guys see the lizard folk are beginning to rouse as well.
Where's Tor?
Oh yeah, okay.
I
Tor's,
ask hypothetically and rhetorically as I look around.
yeah, Michael won't be joining us today, so Tor will be absent. I forgot to mention that. For now he's just gonna. We haven't talked about it.
He needs to molt.
He's a what?
He's a dragonborn, right?
I don't know what Dragonborn's molt.
He's a reptile. Reptiles need to molt.
Okay.
They can't control what happens. Maybe he needs to go molt. You know, it's just that biannual deal. You know?
I'm gonna say that Tor's gonna stay behind and perform some rituals over the graves.
Yeah,
of
the
these
molting.
lizard folk while the party does what they want to do. That's disgusting.
Well, no, like a shedding of the old skin to bring out new life out of life that was lost.
Right.
Let's got poetry in it.
What would the party like to do besides talk about Tor's potential possible bolting?
Okay.
Jeff is going to walk up to one of the lizard folk. What is? Are there any signifying differences between the species and the specimens here?
In front of you, these all appear to be just common lizard folk. There doesn't seem to be anything different or interesting about them. I mean, you obviously see individualities, like certain scars, and one has what appears to be a piercing through his snout and one through his ears. But nothing of any racial difference or anything of that note.
I like to speak to them in Draconic. Hi, my name's Jeff. I have anger management issues. I pause for like a little bit of an uncomfortable amount of time waiting for something back.
None of them
They're
respond.
all
This coming
gagged,
from
so they
the-
can't speak.
This coming from the most brutal massacre that they probably just witnessed in their lifetimes.
First, I would like to apologize for my lack of control last night. It was not my intention to kill any of you, and most certainly not split one of you from head to groin.
And from ripped rib.
Nah.
It's
Also, I'm speaking in Draconic. Just to make it very clear. I was told that when in a situation like this, I should speak to the leader. Is any of you in charge?
None of them respond to you.
Nod your head if you are in charge.
None of them.
Please nod your
I come up and I
head.
put my hand on Jeff's shoulder and say,
I flinch away.
and I try and grasp more firmly, and I say, Jeff. And I pull you closer as it. Huh?
Can you speak Draconic?
No. So unfortunately, there's.
You have no
So-
idea what I'm saying.
But I see that you are. I heard you repeat the same phrase, and nothing happened. So I'm assuming that it is not going well. I'm also seeing there no reaction. Anyway, put my hand on your shoulder. And I say, Jeff, and I whisper this as so that they don't hear me. I don't understand it right. Anyway, I said, I have a spell, so I can see the truth. However, I will need you to interpret all questions and interpret their answers.
Oh,
Don't
you
tell
couldn't
them.
have. I won't tell them. Although, isn't lying bad?
Well,
I was told lying leads to anger, and anger leads to hate, and hate to the dark side. No, what? Sorry.
It's not
Well,
like-
I was gonna say, I just got our stream taken down.
well, not entirely all the time. And anyway, anybody that is in this area, you are not speaking. I mean, if you will be in the zone of truth as well. So if they ask, then you
Oh,
don't.
I
you
don't like lying.
But that's it. You don't-
Lying makes
have
me angry.
But that's the thing. You don't have to say anything besides just the questions.
You see a
Okay.
fog begin to set around you guys as you go speak as well.
Does it look unnatural, or can I infer
Does
from
it
the
like
fact
does
that
it
we're in a
creep, or does it
swamp?
just look like
Is
it's
it coming
foggy?
from the water?
It just seems to be approaching. It hasn't like enveloped the area yet or anything significant. You don't imagine it would be magic, otherwise it would have just appeared and come here. But like
Okay,
I said,
so it's like,
just kind of coming.
you
and
know,
floating
what
in
time of
from the
day is
water.
it?
This the fog that covers swamplands in the
Exactly.
morning.
What time of day? It's morning.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's just coming in and begins floating in. You imagine, you can tell. Actually, roll nature.
Oh. I was trying to see how
Yeah.
far I could go into this session without ever pulling up my character sheet. I made it 14 minutes.
Especially that one.
That one.
3.
Oh, it looks like foggy.
I'm only good with solid water.
11.
I'm not good with water in it here.
It is just
It was nature, you say?
nothing else.
Only the liquid state of H2O.
It's a natural 20 to start the session.
Dang! All right.
Dichotomy there.
You know, Mr. Jeff, that this already is indicating to you the way the fog is forming and beginning to float. Although it's barely anything yet, you can tell this is going to be a thick fog that'll last quite some time throughout the day. It's beginning to set.
Great.
It will be heavy.
Okay. I would like to, so as we continue to speak to Jeff, I say, now Jeff, I'm going to cast this spell. And there's certain things that we need to find out. We need to know who are they scared of, who do they report to, and why are they doing the things that they're doing, and then where can we find everything.
Okay.
Does that make sense, Jeff?
That sounds good. I'll assume you're the second leader when Thor is indisposed.
Oh.
It goes
Okay.
the big hairy one or Charles. I've never met the big hairy one, but you know.
Anyway, okay, I'm going to cast Zone of Truth. in this area, and it's got it will engulf all the wizards because it's got a 60-foot. It's got a 15-foot radius.
Nice.
And every creature, infected creatures, is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it will only respond with a lie. It can be evasive in answers, but at the beginning of each of the creature's turns until the spell ends in the last 10 minutes, they must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. So if they succeed, they can lie. But so yeah,
Okay.
castings are the truth.
You roll for each of these guys. Charisma saving throw?
Yes.
What's your DC? Success. Natural 20 success. Fail. 16.
That's the 16.
It's a fail. It failed. You got 2 failures and 3 successes. You know which. You got 3 failures and 2 successes, and you know which.
I know which.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I tell Jeff. Jeff.
For the sake of ease, the 2 on the right, the 2 rightmost from your
Okay.
looking perspective, and the 3 are the 6 failures.
Okay. Jeff. So the spell appeared to have failed almost, and then except 2. The 2 on the far right side. So direct your question at that. All right.
Oh,
And we are also.
my right or their right?
I just point. So.
Hello, it's me again. Not if you agree, but will you please be quiet if I take your, I don't really know what to call these.
You also know
Maybe
you're
the
switching
closest
between-
one is gags off.
You see a few nods.
You would scream, or you would be quiet. Would you be quiet?
You see a few nods.
Okay.
You would
I take the
scream.
gags off, the ones that are nodding.
So the fail.
Everybody pretty much nodded.
Oh.
It was just
I-
asynchronous.
I pulled her gags off.
No one screams.
Hi, I'm Suheen Draconic. My name is Jeff. I have a question for you. My friend here said you were scared of someone. Who are you scared of?
No response.
I don't really like to be ignored. Usually when we're in a group like this, people are sharing.
I'm low-key this spell kind
What?
Kind of
of well, because everything's not.
Can we start with your names, please?
No response.
It's rude to not answer.
You trying to be threatening?
No, I sound a little impatient and like I'm getting upset.
Okay. Before you do that, I am going to
You
cast.
can do it as I'm
Oh yes, sorry. I'm,
I
just,
mean,
I'm thinking brain wise. I'm going to cast command. And where I can just say one word. Yeah, I just have to say one word. Speak. And so, and I'm directing this towards the 2.
are you announcing your preference or your intention in any way? Like, are you telling me you're gonna cast that spell before you do it?
Sorry, no. This is
Okay,
this is
alright.
out of game right now.
Alright.
No, I'm just going to.
Well,
say,
no, I knew it was out of me. Like,
Okay,
you were just gonna
yes.
hear his
But no, I'm
actions.
just going to say just straight up as you are
Ah,
talking.
okay.
Yes. So, contrary to what you normally do, I am.
Gotcha. I'm with you.
Alright, I'm gonna cast. They gotta make a wisdom saving throws, 15 on the. I'm casting it on the two rightmost.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
So you're casting it at a higher level then?
I'm casting it at.
Second level?
Yes. No. You know what? We're just gonna cast that first level, so just one of them.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw, DC 16?
15.
15.
Yes.
Fail.
Let's go. Speak.
Okay. He does. He says, he says, my name is Gaz.
I tell Jeff. Keep asking.
Hi, guys.
That's the thing. I don't understand what you're saying sometimes. I never know that you're saying hi.
So, are you afraid of someone?
Says, I do not like you.
Oh, that hurts my feelings. But I'm grateful that you're talking. I was gonna get a little angry if you weren't. Anyway, who are you afraid of?
Stop speaking.
False.
He followed your command on his next
Devin,
turn.
you wanna know the best part?
What?
You're better than I am because speak does not mean he has to say anything consequential to what I'm saying.
Yes.
If I was DMing, he would have just babbled, so you're a better DM than I am. That's why I was asking, because if you announced it in game, I would have said, don't say to speak, say to answer. And then he would have forced into answering my question.
Yeah, he definitely could have just babbled, but I figured
Again,
you gave him your name.
Better than not. I appreciate that. Charles, I'm in common now. Could you do that again? Anyway, this one, and I point out Gaz. His
Burn all
name
of
is
his
Gaz.
Command only forces him to do it one turn later.
Right.
Anyway, what did you say?
This one's name is Gaz.
Oh, yeah.
Then Jeff, is that all that he said?
He said he didn't like me, but I understand that one.
I feel
Charles,
slightly.
Charles realizes the effect of his spell. That was it.
We'll say that in my monasterial studies, I got a 4 out of 5 on my mind-related spells.
You suck. Sorry, what? That was harsh. I don't regret it, but that was harsh.
I kind of in game and out of game, I read my tackles as I can't remember. Did at one point they spoke in common, like they said,
No, they didn't.
yeah. So they
Did they? As far as I'm aware, they only spoke in
like they said, like kill them.
The,
No, that was
these
in
ones
common.
have not spoken in common at all.
Oh, okay. Oh, the body of the words, the guy that wasn't gonna kill any of us, has he been like fully buried yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
It was
last
written
night.
before you went to sleep.
Okay. I was gonna like go grab something, like some insignia or medal or whatever of his.
Guys,
You can go on there.
I think it's rude to not answer. Could you please answer me?
One shakes his head no.
But you did answer me by shaking your head no, so you're willing to answer me. You just want to be rude.
Roll insight.
Come on, reverse psychology.
You think I'm good at insight? It's an 8.
You see his lizard folk face and head kind of tilt, and then it's like his eyes wander and his mouth almost goes into this confused look, like he's trying to follow your logic.
Anyway, I pull out the mace that doesn't have the spike and start spinning it in my hands.
I try some.
I'm required to ask who you worked for.
As seeing this happen, I fill up a couple cups.
Just not gonna get very peaceful in a minute.
I fill up a couple cups of water and I bring them to the lizard because their hands are tied up. So I carefully.
How long do we have the spell?
Huh?
How long is the spell active?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay.
I carefully bring water to the mouths of the two lizard folk who are affected by the zone of truth. As like a kind of like you must be thirsty. Drink.
They don't drink.
Oh,
I
yeah.
switched from the mace to the morning star and started spinning the individual spikes.
His fidget toys are going up in fidgetness.
Okay.
The fidget is getting more fidgety.
I would like you guys to answer, please. It's wrong and rude to not. Okay?
Please.
Can you please tell me what your purpose here is?
Would you like to roll intimidation? Or are you trying to be intimidating?
I am trying to calm myself down.
All right.
That's the point. I'm like the fidget toys are supposed to help me prevent me from getting angry.
I'm gonna
So I'm
say
not intimidating them at all.
they just look at you blank, so no answer. Anger is advancing.
I smacked the nearest one in the face with a morning star.
Jeff!
It's one on the left though. I just go boom.
This is coming. Alright, what do you
Going to roll an attack.
yeah. You have advantage because he's prone, I imagine?
I believe they're sitting up. I don't think they're prone. I think we tie them into sitting positions.
I'd count that as prone. He's also restrained.
It's also a surprise attack because I'm not like that. That wasn't me. Like I wasn't like loading up. I literally had it in my hand, was spinning it, and I just lashed out.
I will say that these guys were prepared for the possibility of this happening. It's
Fair
kind
enough.
of like in
No,
a
that's valid.
negotiation where you're like,
That's valid.
I don't see it, but it might happen. So it's not that. But I will say you get a double advantage because he's also restrained.
Oh, nice. One's a 19, so it's a 27.
Yeah, that hits.
Beautiful. 10 damage.
Yeah, I'm also looking at.
Oh, I have the great sword laying by my feet because you can't reasonably carry a great sword strapped across your back all the time. You can't draw it if it's actually attached to your back.
Sure.
Unless you have like Goliath from the Bible-sized arms and you're 9 feet tall, in which case then it's just the size of like an army with a longsword for you. So really different.
Okay. Yeah, you smack that lizard folk.
Jeff!
They're not answering me, Charles.
Jeff, calm yourself, or you do. You need to step away.
I
You
do. I
know,
step
well,
away.
You also kill him.
Ah.
You smash the
I
base.
should. I'm gonna be doing non-lethal damage. Nah, I didn't say it. I wouldn't do it.
It's up to you.
Well, here's the thing. Jeff wouldn't have intended to kill him, but he also would not have. He's not like out of control.
Yeah.
But you know, like when an angry kid like slams a toy because they're ticked off. That's kind of what Jeff did right there.
So you think it was lethal or non-lethal?
I don't think it was necessarily meant to be lethal, but
Alright.
if you wanted to, it's like
That's good. That's
the
fine.
argument is lethal.
You smack him with like the blade of the not blade, but like the middle part of the
I was
ball.
gonna say like the
that
ball's
smacks
here,
you in
his
the head.
head's here.
Right, exactly.
Kinda
It
catch him.
smacks across his head. You hear a little bit of a crunch as he smacks through the ground unconscious.
Jeff!
The other one's looking surprised at the other one.
I go over and I check for his heartbeat.
Roll that.
Yeah, okay.
Jeff takes a little walk.
Jeff takes a walk.
I go down to the water.
Oh, yeah,
I
saying this,
splash water on.
I
I
say,
go down to the river
Jeff,
and I splash
step
water
away,
on
please.
myself.
23.
Yeah, you feel a pulse. His
Okay.
heartbeat's still there.
Okay. I don't know if they understand me, so I just say, he's alive, and I give a thumbs up.
There's still kind of this surprised like look on their face.
And which one was that? Was that one of the
It was on the
truth
left.
ones?
No, I
Oh,
voted
the
the
white
truth one.
ones.
I voted the truth one.
Okay.
which actually was not even like an intentional thing. I mimed it. I was holding the handle with my left hand. So if I had done it the other way, I would have done it right. That's beside the point. I walk back, and I go, I am sorry for the damage my anger has caused.
Jeff, I don't.
I said that in Japan.
I still interrupt you. Jeff, I don't know if you are ready to deal with this quite yet.
You interrupt. If that's what you interrupt.
Oh, I can translate it. I can translate it to Draconic if you want.
Do lizard folk understand anything else?
You don't know.
I spout out in like all one after another in Celestial, Deep Speech, and Elvish. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? Do you understand me?
Your responses.
Wonderful. Okay.
Just here, you do see some like another kind of confused, like tilted heads at some of these languages. Each of these languages.
Okay.
Okay, I have cooled off. The water really helps. Anyway,
Jeff, do not do that.
I look at the 4 remaining ones. And I said, as long as I don't get mad, we should be fine. Anyway, as I was saying, who do you work for?
Okay, now roll intimidation because that was intimidating.
I'm not good at
Can you search all of them?
You roll with advantage, cracking the head of one.
So, I'm using charisma for it though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Intimidation is
I was gonna say, well, I did a show of strength, so I was
Strength.
gonna make the argument, but it doesn't matter that much to me.
do that. Probably not.
Oh, thank gosh, because it really takes a -1 to a +5, so you know. That's a 19.
19. Okay, what'd you say again? Repeat to me.
Who do you work for?
You see one of the ones in the middle. He speaks up and he says, the people from the castle."
Is this Gaz?
No.
Ah! What castle?
He kind of looks. He's a little scared of getting smacked for speaking, but he kind of musters up the courage to be the one to speak anyway. And he gestures with his head, kind of behind him.
Across the water?
Across the water.
I've seen this. Jeff,
Which the
what is he
fog
saying?
begins still rolling in and begins covering it. You can still see the glimpse of the stonework through the white fog across the distance.
That's in the direction we're still going to go.
Yes.
Okay. Jeff, what is he saying?
I think they're afraid of me. It's not a good feeling.
They are afraid of you. What are they saying?
Oh, yeah. They work for the people across the water. I go back to the Draconics and I go, in Draconic, I say, who are you so afraid of that caused you to attack us?
You know the banger of this. Hang on. He says, the dragon man, he kills us if we don't listen.
I'm sorry, that's
The dragon woman, just look it up and it's a dragon woman.
Whoa! Is it George Mama?
Hang on, I'm writing notes under threat of death From Dragon Woman.
Right of death.
Jeff, did they answer?
Hold up a finger. I don't want to lose my.
Oh, right, you're right.
No, this is in game.
Oh.
Jeff like holds on because I'm on roll.
Oh.
Roll. And I go, oh, okay. And what does this Dragon Woman look like? How long has it been since you cast the spell? In game.
It's,
Probably been 7-ish minutes.
I was about to say,
Okay.
we've been talking pretty continuously.
Let's
I
say
just wanted to make sure I was keeping on the track.
the same one in the middle talks again. It's not one of the truth ones. But he says, I don't know her name. Please don't hurt me.
I asked you what she looked like, but a name would have been nice, but I understand not knowing.
He says,
I don't intend to hurt you.
He says, big, black, strong.
Black Dragon. Strong. Jeff goes, in our encounter, I know I wronged you, but what is one thing I could do to repair this damaged relationship?
He says, let us go.
Now, I would be willing, but I want you to do one thing for me. Can you promise me to run and not go back to the Dragon Woman? She seems abusive.
He says, he looks over at the people next to him, he looks back and he says, yes.
All of you. You two guys. Okay, guys.
I again asked, Jeff, what are you saying? What are they saying?
I'll tell you in one moment. I'm trying to get some feedback on how our altercation went. One moment, please. Also, can you promise not to harm anyone? Harming makes me angry.
They say, Gaz says, we won't run to the Dragon Woman. No.
No, like go start a new life.
Go have a farm.
Go
Grow
anywhere
corn.
but the Dragon Woman.
He says,
I don't want any more of your family to die.
he says, and he doesn't respond.
Coward. Okay. I'm gonna let you go now. You lasted long enough. I'm gonna let you go now. And before I do, I turn to Charles and I go, okay, I made a deal. We're gonna let them go, but they said that they're not gonna go back to who they worked for. They're gonna start a new life. Anyway, in the castle across the water, which now the fog is pretty dense, right?
Yeah, it's getting pretty dense.
In the castle across the water, there's a dragon lady who's a black dragon lady who's really strong. She threatens them with death, so they're not going to go back. I said we'd let them go.
But how do we know that they're not going to hurt more people?
They said they would.
Which one?
He said, not yet. I think if you.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Just an optimist.
Okay.
They all
fair
kind
enough.
of said that. Wait, I haven't been the truth. Ooh, now's my question. Does my interpretation count of truth?
Roll
If my interpretation of that is that they
You
were
have
all
to
kind of
roll
consensual.
a save first.
Yeah, I was
Roll
gonna
a
say
save.
roll the save first.
15
For which?
charisma.
Charisma? Oh, dude, I am 9. No, 7.
Okay, and what are you saying? You're saying you.
I wouldn't lie anyway. So
Okay,
they,
that's
even
fair.
though they didn't objectively, like they didn't outright say we promise not to hurt anyone.
You probably have to reword it to say I don't think they will, rather than they said they will,
Okay.
because they didn't say
That I'm glad I caught that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that they're gonna hurt anybody.
Then that wouldn't be a lie, because that's your belief.
Exactly.
You know he failed, by the way.
Yeah, you know I'm telling the truth.
You always tell the truth. You have to do.
Jeff, I know Leonard knows the truth as I'm affected by it as well.
You were
Did
not.
they say? Oh,
But you can
No,
say
that
that
makes
if you
sense.
want.
well, maybe just to reassure me. Anyway, that's just my lack of being here. Is that what they said? Because if we let them go and they hurt more people, that's on you. So do you truly believe that they won't go and hurt anyone?
They didn't say it outright, but I believe that they're not going to hurt anyone.
Okay.
I turn back to them. Is Zone of Truth still active? Or is it
I
fading
give
away
it
by
like
this
a
point?
Yeah, it's getting close, but it's still active.
One more my last question for you. My partner might have another he wants me to say. But are you afraid of me?
Gaz says no, but the rest answer yes.
So they all answer like at once.
They're all kind of like, they don't answer in the same way or at the same time, but it's like you can read yes, some of them nod yes, instead of
I
actually
like
say
to
yes.
think that in Draconic, and it's like,
Gosh, no lies, no.
and it's like, yes.
Yeah.
I like to think it's really like,
Dark German.
I was actually trying to channel more blacksmith from Lord of the Rings.
Where did you even get German?
Well,
It's
because I
like-
think of like
it's
German
like
is just like a really scary sounding language.
It's
but,
very
like the most
guttural,
like,
harsh.
but you
It's
know,
like-
the most basic
yeah.
thing can be simple. Same kind of Russian. Anyway, continue.
So, what do you think, Charles? They're afraid of me. Well, Gaz isn't, but I don't think he's afraid of anything. Gaz, are you afraid of anything other than the Black Dragon Lady?
He doesn't respond.
Okay, after hearing this, I go over to Gaz and I carefully untie his hands. Does it do anything?
You know.
Okay. You know what? Jeff, might it possibly be better to venture out to the castle and leave them with something to release themselves with, so we don't risk them attacking or you attacking? Like, such as leave back
Are
a
you
dagger?
going to attack us?
Gaz responds, no.
They won't attack us. Gaz isn't afraid of me, and he said he wouldn't.
Okay. I fully untie Gaz.
He gets up and he runs.
I untie the rest of them.
They all get up as you untie them, run and sprint in different directions into the
I go, wait! What about your friend? Who's unconscious on the ground.
They leave.
I
I'm
untie
not
him.
wasting any more spell slots.
I untie him, and what I do is I put one gold piece in his pocket. Charles, do you have any paper and a quill?
No.
Oh,
It's as the fog is setting in. It's probably best if we start getting.
wouldn't we want to wait for the fog to be at its highest point so that then we can specifically use it as cover while we go to the castle?
Well, can we gauge about the distance from where we are to the castle?
At this point, you cannot. Could fog
We
is
have
very very
Based on our best
You
recollection.
might have been able to get a sort of hint at it. It would have been hard without actively looking at it.
Like, my guess is this like 700 feet or is this like 5 miles? Like, I feel like I could tell the difference between.
Sure.
I don't mean exact, but just.
Right.
Yeah, you need exact, Joe.
1 mile, 3 yards, 2 feet, which is 3:13 seconds.
Yeah, you get the hint that it's it might be quite long, and canoeing, you can imagine it might get along to a day-ish journey, or half a day-ish journey out of there. It was much in the distance, even before the fog covered.
Jeff, with as quickly as this fog is setting in, and as long as the expected journey to get to the other side of the swamp may be, I feel we must move with haste. And by the time we get close enough for anything to be seen, the fog will have fully engulfed by then.
Okay. I pick up bloodlust from the ground. I want to very quickly, briefly, check the seal around the faucet and make sure no water seeped in while it was laying there. Because the inside of the sheath should be oiled, but
Where are you checking? Sorry.
so the ricasso of the sheath's on. For instance, on a great sword, so this part was technically also considered the ricasso. This would be usually leather wrapped, and the scabbard would come up to here. The ricasso is this first part. It's usually not sharpened like right here.
Gotcha.
And so basically the easiest way to check for us is if the ricasso looks like it's got wet, that means the sword is soaked on the inside, and you need to immediately fix that. So I'm checking to see if when it was on the ground, water seeped into the sheath.
I'd say no. It wasn't. You had fairly dry ground. You didn't see it.
Fantastic. Keep that there in case it's needed for right.
Still soft and squishy, but it's a well-made sheet.
Good. Good. I carefully wrap it in a cloth if we're going across a river.
Not a river, but yeah, swamp.
Swamp
Water
river.
is swamp.
We're on boats, and I'm worried.
I swim.
You gonna swim?
Charles just swims the whole way.
Well, I'll get out of the water once we get closer. I'll stay in the canoe for
Oh no. I think you should swim the whole way.
now. No, there's probably 7 more.
You know that.
Well, I've seen enough movies. Specifically in the Lord of the Rings as there at the Moria. Yes. Jumping in there.
Oh, see, that's not where I thought we were going. The working out from the boats.
Either way,
We're really leaning into Lord of the Rings this episode.
don't go in the water. So I'll wait. Yeah, I'll wait.
We'll sail across.
Canoe it is.
Okay, you guys begin canoeing across. How many do you take? You could take each one.
I take my own.
He takes his own. You might want to leave one. He's going to stay back and do the barrier right, so you might want to leave one for Tor.
Yeah.
So
How
you
many are
guys-
there?
There's 3 total.
I say we just take 2.
Okay, you guys take the other one together.
Yeah.
You guys are canoeing down. What's your guys' passive perceptions?
17.
19.
I can't see crap in this fog, so if it's sight related, I'm screwed. But other than that, 14.
Yeah. 1 second, I can check that. 'Cause doesn't it offer some sort of?
Assuming if it's like a true thick fog, it would be total cover, like you can't even see.
I would say it's not that thick. It's more like a what's the one
3/4
in
cover?
between
There's half cover, 3/4
Yes.
cover, and total cover.
for sight, like dim is what you consider, right?
Yeah. I was thinking
So-
cover, but dim works too.
What's the effect on the dim on a creature who?
Pull it up.
Uh,
There's handbook.
Because cover makes sense when we're in combat, but I want to know what's the is there any perception disadvantage for dim? With dark vision, not applicable here because it's not dim light due to lighting. I'm just considering it dim for the sake of fog.
Let me see. Adventures class. Treasure book. Heavily obscured areas such as darkness, opaque fog, or dense foliage blocks vision entirely. They become blinded. Dim light, also called shadows, creates a lightly obscured area. An area of dim light is usually a boundary between a source. It does not say The soft twilight of dawn also counts as dim light. It really doesn't
So,
say.
it doesn't. I'm going to go ahead and do, for this sake, I'm going to say perception checks with disadvantage. What do I go with? I'm going to say it's not thick enough that you can't, like, this perception is still to make your way through.
It says it at an earlier thing, but not a later thing. Creatures have disadvantage on perception checks that rely on sight. Why would you not put it with the... Oh,
Where's you see it?
Oh, yeah, I see
vision
it.
and light.
Oh, it even says patchy fog. That's kind of what it is. It's,
Yeah.
it's rolling in a bit.
I don't
it's
like
so
that
patchy.
it's in a different place. That's just confusing.
That's weird. Okay, so perception check, but with disadvantage. What's your results?
Low.
Low? What is it?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Okay, fair enough. I'll consider you blind.
Pretty much. 10.
Not great.
Something with balls.
Hopefully one of you gets this.
8. And I rolled my disadvantage was in that one.
Nice. Good stuff right there.
17.
17. Okay, I'm going to take you. You can see, as you guys are passing through, you see markings and totems hanging from trees sticking out of the water. They almost look like they form a path to follow through the water as you guys are coming
Sticking out of trees?
Yeah, like trees are standing out of water. You see like totems hanging from them, scratches and marks on the trees. They almost look like they're guiding the way. Would you like to announce this at all?
Yeah, I was just making it note.
Just like, no. I don't think I will.
No.
Charles, there's weird markings and totems hanging off the trees.
Yes.
Do you not see that?
You struggle to see through the fog.
I
You get
didn't
glimpses.
realize. Just like, oh my gosh, there's marks on the trees.
You get glimpses of them between the fog.
There's more of them as you
Start to notice. Jeff. Jeff.
What? My voice echoed across the wall.
He's kind of ahead of you guys.
The-
You know he's veering off away from the path that he should be going on.
Get him back to
Jeff.
the cat.
Jeff, there are marks on the trees. Go towards the marks. Follow the marks.
There's the path.
The
Realizing
sounds.
I'm a man that sounds like a woman.
Wait. So what are you? What are you now?
I'm currently just a human man
Okay.
named Daniel. But I'm realizing my voice is feminine and I'm speaking in a very feminine way. Which is fine.
Alright, are you guys following the path now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No, I crashed my boat.
No, I figured. That makes sense. That makes sense.
I started pretending I can't swim so that Charles comes to save me.
Anyway.
Oh my,
Oh
gee.
my
That
lord.
was actually kind of, I actually scared me.
Oh,
Any heads up would have helped. I
Bro, I have maybe.
think you blew out
One
both of our
second.
microphones currently.
That would make us scream.
Okay.
Anyway.
Everyone make another perception check, but this one, oh no, what's your passive?
14.
19.
19.
17.
17?
Passive perception.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Nice. Lovely. So yeah, you guys are making it across this water, and you approach. It's probably been a couple hours of sailing across this water, no issues from the water, and you guys all of a sudden beach upon land in front of you.
I get out into the water
Okay.
and I
Yeah, alligator. No, just kidding.
I was gonna say, snap.
I say, wait here while I go survey the beach. And so as I'm
Could
surveying,
Alright, okay, this is. I want to grab the bow of the boat, right? And instead of dragging on, I want to be like ankle deep in water. Grab the bow, pick it up over my head, and then set it on the beach.
See that ridiculous sight.
Drag it out.
so I guess, all right, I guess beach surveying. So yeah, I'm on the beach.
Okay. What do you guys like to do? It's, the fog still kind of covers the area. You see where you beach. There's about half a dozen dugout canoes pulled up on the land here. You see several paddles at the bottom of each of them.
I like to start pushing them into the water.
You just want to push them all into the water.
All but 3.
Okay.
As I see you doing this, I say, chip. Do we want them? If we push them into the water, then we know we're here.
Yeah,
Might
but
be
then
wise
they
to-
can't follow us if we have to make a quick escape. If there's only 3, we each take 1. We're out of here if we have to. But if not, they're going to be right after us. I don't know about you. Getting chased makes me angry.
Everything makes you angry.
That's the problem. It's anger management issues. Sorry.
I say, okay. Are there any like dense shrubbery or bushes or woods around? I was
Hard
gonna
to find, but as you pushing through, you don't see anything of the sort. Nothing
Okay.
that's like
I
that.
was gonna say we could try and hide the canoes. The last 2 maybe. But
I'm
nevertheless,
leaving 3. I'm pushing 5.
sounds good.
So you brought 3 and there were 6, so there's 9.
We brought 2.
Oh, you brought 2, that's right. My fault. Yeah, you just leaving your
I'm
2
leaving
and then just
3.
one other one?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll a d6 for me. And call a number before you roll it.
4. Roll the 6.
Alright, you push out all the 3 canoes. And all they start floating down before disappearing into the fog where you can no longer see them.
My uncle could have thrown them all by just sneezing.
I just want to throw with the sneeze.
Well, you see,
Do you pick it up and then like?
no, he sneezes so hard it's like a hurricane force wind comes out of him.
This man.
When I was little, he threw me 30 feet into a tree.
What?
Interesting.
Believe it.
All right. I would say we carefully look for. You see from where the canoes were any trails or other markings anywhere?
There's definitely footprints forward through this area for sure. But they're like, it's not something you can track. It's just all a bunch around the area.
Danny, what do you think might be wise?
Where is the castle in relation to us now at this point?
As far as you're aware, it's still ahead, but you can't see it still.
I'm just talking about the head.
So like, are we on a?
Can I
Is it
use
just-
bloodlust as a blind person will use a cane?
You could, yeah.
Starting on with, I'll take a step with my left foot, and I'll start on the left, and I'll just sweep back and forth across the ground.
Now, if that pricks blood,
Has to be activated. And it's in a scabbard.
well, like you accidentally like stab a
And
Okay.
it's in a scabbard, it's not currently
Oh,
sharp.
you're still okay. I got you.
It'd be hard to stab him. You just bonk him.
Sorry, I thought you said he like whipped his sword out like full blade.
No. That's horrible damaging to the blade. Horribly damaging to the blade
I
to do
see.
that.
Alright, yeah, you guys just begin to walk forward.
Okay.
Memento.
Huh?
Memento.
You speak in that other language.
Charles,
Yes,
I
you-
have a question for you.
Question?
Well, it seemed that splashing the water on my face calmed me down. So I was wondering, next time you see me get mad, Could you throw some water on me?
Yes.
The fog is a little bit thicker now, and it's dense fog at this point, and you guys really can't see anything. I mean, you guys are. I think that's what it is, right? Like you just can't see at this point.
You become
because it's dense
blinded.
fog. Yeah, you're blinded. So the walking stick is really coming in handy here, as you see. And you guys see a few lights flittering up in the distance. You see
I
the fog
knew
a little
a
bit.
man.
Not too far away from you.
So we cannot see, automatically fail any ability check that requires sight. We have disadvantage on all attack rolls, and all attack rolls against us have advantage.
Nice.
So now, Devin, hear me out. Per the circumstance, if need be, fog is water in the air.
Yeah.
Now, I can create and destroy water.
Okay. Yeah.
So, if need be, could I just destroy based on the size or radius of creating and destroying water, also create or destroy the fog?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
So he's a waterbender, is what I hear.
I'm a water monk. Like if
You're
water,
pulling the guitar. The next thing I know, you're gonna start bloodbending on us.
I tried
You
to.
tried.
I tried that.
That's because it wasn't a full room.
No, I'm basically if the Water Nation were raised as like monks, as like airmen.
Well, that would just be too overpowered, because that would mean every single one of them could waterbend. If everyone was a waterbender, it would be so much harder to do anything.
Yeah. Any whoosies. Good to know.
Yeah.
Just keep on.
So yeah, that's kind of all you guys see. Is you guys are moving forward and you see those lights kind of flickering. They're a little bit off to your right from the direction that you're walking. They don't seem like they're moving. They seem kind of still, and they look a little bit kind of yellow orangish.
I press track before.
Okay, you guys follow. Okay. As you're pressing forward, you come about to equal horizontally with these lights that are flickering, and your sword kind of pierces deeper to the ground than it was previously. And as you attempt to pull it, it kind of is stuck, and it takes some strength to pull it out of the ground.
Takes me strength?
Yeah. Yeah, not even you have to roll for it.
Son,
It's
if I
fighting.
struggle at all.
No, it's not like a struggle. It's
It's
just like
it's more
Oh,
than
it takes a
you
little bit of effort.
it's more than like pulling it out of the ground.
Gotcha, I getcha. Looks like the ground gets soft up ahead. Charles, would you mind taking a couple steps out there?
Why?
Because I think the ground is flooded with water, and you're an expert with water.
It could be quicksands, it could be a spell, it could be sticky bog, it could be many things.
Well, if you want to head towards the light, you can.
How about this? I'll put my foot in, and I'll know whether it's water or not, and then you pull it out. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. That's what I'm going to do. I'm stick my foot in, and then know whether or not it is water-based, sand-based, or otherwise.
As you put your foot in, you feel a kind of the whatever it is you push in, and it surrounds around you, compacting against your leg, and kind of suctions you.
Put my foot in.
Oh yeah, your foot.
Yeah,
sorry.
just
Regardless, it kind of like it kind of moves in and compacts around. Like as you push it in, the land that you pushed replaces and falls on top of your foot, kind of like suctioning you in. It definitely feels like something like quicksand.
Okay. So it doesn't feel wet necessarily?
No, not necessarily wet.
Okay. Alright, good to know. Alright, as I have one foot in and one foot out, it's like, alright, Jeff, time to pull me out, please.
I like to very gingerly pull him out.
Alright. You struggle once again in a similar fashion. It kind of suctions against his foot. Hurts a little bit, but
By
you
the
pull
way,
him out.
quicksand is saturated with water.
Wow.
so it's very wet. I know, because I've been in quicksand.
Quicksand is cool. It's not actually how it is in the movies or in D&D.
That's actually lightning sand.
That's a thing?
I believe so. I could be mistaken. Anywho, I pull him out very gingerly.
No issue. Your strength, you're all about it. Just suctions a little bit hard.
Okay. Do we see? Is there any way to like see a border to this?
You can hardly see 5 feet in front of you.
But like moving around the edges of it, are we able to
You can walk around the edges of it. Yeah.
do like by doing that? Do we see it in the edge, or does it just keep going?
Do you go left or right? Low battery.
Right.
Low battery.
Left or right? Low battery.
Yeah, you head right. This is kind of moving towards the directions of the lights flickering up ahead. And it only takes you maybe 50-ish feet before you reach the edge, and it turns left. It's kind of a circular pool, so it's not a solid edge, but you can see it starts veering off to the left.
Okay. Alright. I say we push on here. It appears to only be a pool and not a notes of sorts.
Okay. That sounds good.
Alright, you guys begin walking once again. And now you reach what appears to be, you stick your sword in and it goes in deeper than before, but there was no suction, and you look down and it appears to be water there. You reach the edge of another body of water.
Goodness gravy.
Still struggling to see. At this point, it's been, close to 45-ish minutes since you arrived down there the first time.
Okay, let's just go towards the light.
You're not sure of how deep it is or if you can cross it.
Unless you want to try to swim, Charles.
Alright, Charles, our decision maker. What's the strategy here? He thinks deeply.
Okay,
It's very deep.
sorry, I was thinking about could I work a spell to I've got create and destroy water.
Low battery. Alright, man. It's nothing on it.
To destroy water in like a bubble around us as we move in a certain duration.
So legitimately, like basically one. To try to cross the serpentine pass is what I'm hearing. Or what
That way
Kara
we take
did
care of
on
the
the
fog.
day of the Black Sun when she rode off of the battle.
It would take care of the fog and it would take care of.
Can you just turn it to ice while you're at it? Walking
I
across?
can't turn it. I don't have ice skills
Yeah.
yet.
I mean, you could definitely do that, yeah.
But like the idea of like it continuing to go with me and not just stay in one spot.
It would be like a...
Or I'd have to like
from cube.
recast.
Yeah, you have to keep
reaction.
recasting it as you go
Ah.
forward, essentially.
How often?
I'll say for the ease of yourself that you would have to do it every 20-ish feet.
No.
You could cast it, run, cast it, run, cast it, run.
No.
Cast spell slot each time.
No.
You can swim across and see how far it is.
I'm just gonna swim. Charles is just a little anxious about getting in the water.
Is that it?
He had a certain accent when he was using. Anyway,
Alright, is everybody
Charles,
swimming?
You look anxious about getting in the water.
I enjoy the water. It is water that I don't know that I sometimes have an issue with.
Is there some sort of traumatic incident in your past?
I am
that you
going
need
to-
discuss?
You know, Charles, we can talk about trauma at a later point.
Are you talking to yourself?
I realize that, as I said, so words, dice, dice, but by a foot.
I don't have a foot.
I say, give me 1 minute, and I jump in and I try and swim towards the lights carefully and quietly.
The water and the lights are different directions.
Oh, okay.
Swimming forward is the direction that, by all means, was previously where the castle seemed like it was before the fog
Gotcha.
obscured it.
Gotcha.
That would be going through the water and
So
swimming.
right,
That would be
Gotcha.
going straight.
slightly.
The, off to the right and now slightly behind
Yeah.
you is where the lights have flicked.
Gotcha. I thought they were the same thing. My bad. Okay, so yeah, I must swim straight.
Okay.
That's what I think the castle is.
So you're just joining with them?
No.
I did say let me do a check first.
How far do you go out before you turn back? What's your distance?
I can swim because I can breathe under the water. I can also I don't have to swim too terribly fast.
So you're just gonna go till you hit land, is what you're saying?
I do, if I'm swimming for longer than
No battery.
let's say 300 yards, I'll turn back.
600 feet
Yeah.
or 900
Oh,
feet.
yeah,
Sorry. What is the swim? What is your swim speed? Is it special?
equal
Okay,
30 feet.
just equal to your dash. Yeah, you're just gonna dash forward till you hit 900 feet or turn back.
Yes.
Okay.
Until I hit land or 900
Yeah, you're swimming out. You're dashing forward, and you're probably around 600 feet out before
feet.
there's a large splash in noise off to your right direction. You keep going forward.
With haste.
With haste.
I don't want to go inspect that splash right
Cool.
But it might.
You're dashing for 60 feet of swim speed.
now. Yes, I'm continuing to push on forward.
Cool. 1 second.
That's good.
Can you roll initiative for me?
Balls.
This creature. I'm gonna say you're swimming forward, and you hear the sound grow behind you. It's the pushing of water
This
away
thing's
from
got a
some
weight?
large thing.
It's got a weight.
Yeah, large thing pushing towards you. You hear the water pushing, and it's getting closer and closer. Before you turn around as you're swimming forward, and you see this large maw of this creature come and bite down at your direction.
Is there any way I can take evasive action if I'm looking at this?
You can't take evasive action, but it's not a surprise attack. It is rolling initiative. So roll initiative for me.
15.
15. Low battery. Huh? What? Oh, it's speakers are nice. All right, sir. You're first.
Gee willikers. Okay.
This large mouth is about to clamp down on you.
Alright, now compared to me, like, what size are we talking? Like, could I fit inside this whole thing's mouth? Or,
You could. Yep.
okay. Alrighty. Bro.
You certainly could. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to, well, I'm assuming if it's big, it's not great around tight corners. So I'm going to take a sharp turn to the left to get out of this chomp that's about to come.
Yes, sir. Are you just gonna sprint, swim?
Yeah, kind of. I want to try and get behind it by some means in the water by doing like tight turns.
Okay. Ignore this. You get your guy.
Yeah.
I need a some relative.
I have the scorpion, which can be either large or 10. It's on the top middle. Try not to knock everything over because it will knock everything over. Yeah.
Oh, he's got like bases. You're saying.
Yeah, it's a giant scorpion.
Right, it's standing up.
Cool. So that's like. This was let's go. Oh, just flick that green dice across the table. Which one's yours? Oh, that one. Here's his last position right behind and that's where you were. He was right on your tail.
Okay, I'd like to do one of the.
All right, you go right around him.
Yep. That's yeah. I want to try and do quick turns to evade him, and by some means either try and grab him, or like, what is it? Is this a giant humanoid? Is this a giant fish?
It's hard to see all of it because it's huge, but as you go around it, you see the reptilian scales, the alligator mouth. You see it looks like some sort of large reptile alligator crocodile creature.
Okay. I grab onto its tail.
All right, roll to grapple.
Do
You guys are
acrobatics
nowhere
or-
to be seen, by the way, and I assume you're just waiting for him to come back.
Yeah.
This is a one-on-one.
Do I do
Acrobatics or athletics.
Okay.
If he's trying to grapple, it's athletics.
Oh yeah, athletics for you, and then my guy can do acrobatics. Thank you.
It stinks when rules and
Two.
orders against the party.
Yeah, when you help me. Yeah, so he beats you.
Yep.
You two total is all you got, bro?
Yep.
Dang. Yeah, he unfortunately beats you, and you attempt to grab his tail, and it whips out, and then as it's up in the air, it begins to smack down on top of you.
Okay.
So what's your AC?
13.
I must what the party is. That's a hard hit at a 24.
Oh, with his
Uh,
tail
with his tail
in the water.
in the water. And that'll be. So that's 20 bludgeoning damage.
Wait, so 24 plus 20?
No, 24 to
Oh,
hit.
that was the hit.
That was
oh,
the hit.
Okay.
So you're still chilling. Well,
Okay,
that's
so
20 bludgeoning damage as his tail smacks, and then you get pushed underwater. Luckily, you can still breathe,
Yeah.
but you're now like underwater and kind of disoriented, and it's back to you. You turn around and go the opposite direction.
Yep. I'm
Okay.
going right back the way I came.
As you swim past him, he spins
Is
around and
Charles
attempts to take a
bleeding
bite
at all?
at you.
Is Charles bleeding at all from those hits in the
Not bleeding, but this bite hits him might be.
Like I'm down here too.
That's a 24 to hit as well. And that is unfortunately literally minimum damage for a total of 5 piercing
I was about
damage.
to say Charles is not taking
There's blood in the water.
There's blood in the water as he bites and nabs on a part of your arm. He scars you as you pull away. You're swimming away. Unfortunately, as you swim and dash away from him, you see he catches you easily. He doesn't attack you on this catch, but he's right next to you again. It's your turn again. And you are forever away from the room.
Okay.
He's right next to you, ready to take another opportunity attack. You're gonna get eaten, bro.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
I
Kenny,
know what to call this episode.
Charles's immediate, unfortunate, untimely death.
No, I would agree.
We're not gonna have music for all of your death, bro. Oh, you're saying you have one for me?
Okay.
Attached to it. What is it? JBL 3. Got any special moves to pull out here?
Sure, I want to cast command
Okay.
and yell, flee, and it has to turn, moving away from you as fast as it possibly can, provided it makes a wisdom saving throw.
Low battery. Oh, sorry. Is your thing on? Here, you you figure this out for me. You got no fun. So I'm just gonna warn you. He has to understand your language for command to work.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Is that stated?
That is
that-
a spell, yeah.
Ah. Nice. Alright. Good to know.
You have another strategy here.
I mean, I could run on water, but that's just going to be the same speed, and I would
Right.
assume that he's just going
Low battery.
to do the same thing. I mean, I could attack him, but then I risk of staying put. And he's going to catch me either way.
He's gonna hit you either way. So.
Yeah, so I'm going to
Do
cast.
you have any spells that
Yes.
can help you at this point?
Yes, I'm going to cast 3rd level Guiding Bolt.
I would just use every resource you can.
Yep.
Just advice.
Have any teleportation spells?
Okay. 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. I need this.
Do you have any healing potions? Any potions?
I have
of any
healing
sort?
spells that I can use on myself, but those are spells.
Right.
I don't have potions.
Right. Good luck. I wish you good damage.
Can we get the CR rating first?
No.
Valid.
So your base creature is a CR 5, but he's modified. So,
22 damage.
22 damage. Good damage. Ooh. He's unfortunately still sitting quite pretty.
Does that turn him off at all? Turn him away like, oh no, my food is fighting back?
It's not his turn, so you can't tell.
Oh. Well, that's what I can do on my turn besides attempting to keep moving or dodging.
Okay. Do you have any other bonus actions or anything?
No, that's all it is.
Alright. Cool. He's gonna attack you then. Once again, he attempts to bite at you at your leg. That time it is a 12 total to hit.
No.
Okay, back to your turn.
Okay.
He's just sitting there with you. He doesn't seem to run. Still seems to be sitting pretty well. No bloody, no hurt here. Very badly. What is it called? What's the middle one called? That we use?
Bloody is.
Bloody. Oh, mortal's the other one. That's right. No bloody. That's right.
Okay, we're gonna try. I'm gonna have to touch it. I don't want to touch it. I have to. Like, is he like right? He's like right there.
He's right on top of you.
Okay, so I could touch it. If I go to touch it, is that gonna open me up to opportunity attack? Okay. All right, I'm going to try and cast inflict wounds.
You know you're about 600 feet out, and you went back 60 feet, and so you know you also went back 30, so you know you're still 510 feet away from shore.
Right. Well, if I destroy what he's got, does he have? Is it all legs or like fins or like you said an alligator, like mobile and both?
Yeah. You get the sense that it's basically a giant alligator. Could be mobile, giant crocodile.
Yeah.
Accurate.
And I can only destroy so much water. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I'm gonna try and inflict wounds.
Okay.
23.
Hits.
Need more dice.
Exactly. Okay.
We're lucky if Charles ever goes in water again. If he gets out of this one.
If he gets out of this one.
Oh, whoops.
It's not looking great for Charles.
One, two, three.
23 damage?
Yes.
Okay. He does appear to be bloodied, but he is still alive and is going to take another whack at you. For a natural 1. Okay. You have another turn.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Come at me, bro.
I don't think you're going to make it
You
still,
can't
but
get anything
keep
on
going.
me. Shut up, I have the power of God.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay. Your turn.
Yep. We're going heavy on the big guns here. We're just
Yeah, you better spend every resource.
yep. I give 0. That's another 22. To hit.
22 to hit? Hits. Yeah.
Just 4. Okay. 19 damage.
Is there anything you guys would do at all, by the way, realistically?
Are they gonna hear me?
Nope. They wouldn't hear crap.
No.
No? Okay. Yeah, he's still alive.
Is his condition like the same to mine?
He looks pretty dang hurt. He looks pretty dang hurt. 100%. Anything else in your turn? Any bonus actions, reactions, anything like that?
Well, I don't have a reaction to his not action.
Right, like I'm just saying, do you have anything just to keep track of all your stuff?
Guess I could throw my spiritual weapon out there for next round.
Dude.
That's bonus action you could have been using? Do it, man!
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 14 to hit.
14 hits.
Okay.
Beats it.
9 damage.
9 damage, okay. He is still alive, but at this point he looks mortal. Like, he looks like he's right on death.
Let's go where.
At this point, he is going to essentially do a grapple attack on you. So roll athletics or acrobatics to beat his grapple.
Okay.
I don't think you're gonna beat that.
Nope.
Okay,
We
that
don't
was
need to
a.
talk about it.
What did you roll?
We don't need to talk about
No,
it.
what did you
That's-
roll? What did you roll, buddy?
Anyway, what's happening?
Okay, so he grabs you in his jaws and pulls you down under and begins to spiral, like he's attempting to drown you and spiral you to death.
Well, I can still breathe underwater. So.
It's like an attempt to drown you as he pulls
Okay,
you
so
deep
he doesn't
underwater.
know.
He does do damage to part of this attack, but it's lesser, and that's 5 damage as he's trying to kill you and pull you underwater. And you're also restrained at this point, as he's got his whole maw around you.
Nice.
Your turn.
Okay. Okay.
Are you still alive?
I am still alive.
Okay.
I'm still alive. My spells, do I need to wave my hands around, or can I just...
If it has a somatic.
let me double check.
So any spell that doesn't have a somatic component, you can still use.
So I just have to be touching it, make a melee spell attack.
Yeah, the somatic component of inflicting is just touching, and you're fine, you're touching.
Right, okay. Okay, so yeah, we're going to do that again. There's all my third level spell slots. Alright. 19.
19 hits.
Till. Oh wait, the one die.
My
Zero.
lord.
0 is 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a banging roll, my word. Okay. 10, 19, 27,
What?
39 damage. Wow,
Dang. What did you cast?
I cast Inflict Wounds at 3rd level.
Dang. Okay. 39 damage. Yeah. Your spell. Once again, you reach out and the death roll stops as your necrotic arcs across this creature's body.
Also, side note, restraints doesn't affect somatic components of spells.
It
Rules
does
as written.
if it restrains. Yeah, that's how I run. Like if you're like buckled down with your arms against
Oh, yeah,
something, like that's not necessarily rules are written. That's a rules as they go by kind of situation. But yeah. But thank you nonetheless. But yeah, as you reach out and cast, and you see the underneath the water, it's kind of hard for you to tell and see. But you see your necrotic arc across this creature's body, and skin flakes off, and his grasp lessens, and he doesn't take his turn. What do? You don't know for sure that he's dead in the chaos of what just happened, but it appears by all means that you were released, and that he was being like cracking and falling apart underneath the water. What do you do?
So in his current state, do I see R's eyes closed? Can I tell in this?
His eyes remain open, but they're not moving.
I have no way of telling whether or not he's dead.
It's basically like a bunch of bubbles and wake all around you, and this is like your split second, like, he just released me, I did a ton of damage, I hurt him, I saw my necrotic damage arc across his body.
Right.
What's your move? You can't confirm his death, at least without taking your action to do so.
I'm gonna hit him again because Charles is so frantic right now. He would probably just like trying to.
Very fair, very fair.
Yeah. So he has no concern for anything right now. He is just trying to stay alive. He's on death's door. This is where the adrenaline is taking over. Okay, so do I get any kind of advantage for hit?
Yeah. Yeah, roll with advantage. Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna roll on that. 17.
17 hits.
Nice. 8 damage.
8 damage. At this point, what's this attack?
This is. Oh, sorry. Rolled the wrong dice. I'm not going to touch him. I was doing that roll. My apologies.
That's fine, that's fine.
Sorry, 2 big spells, 2 different dice sets.
Very fair.
Okay, that's more. 14 damage.
Your bolt smacks in the belly of this creature, and you see radiance leaching out from the necrotic fissures you had just left with your previous spell. And you see his body just cracks and explodes apart, confirming this creature's death as his guts spray across the water.
Let's swim away now.
Do you swim away fast?
Yes, I am dashing.
Okay. You make it about 100
Lord.
feet, or 100 feet away from the shore previously. You make it around
Yes.
410 feet before you see this. You hear this large splashing behind you again. You see the blood trail that you left, and it looks like another creature is following it
You
behind
said I'm
you.
100 feet?
Yeah, about 100 feet away from shore.
Can I see shore?
You cannot see.
Okay.
Just no based on your previous swimming and how you feel.
Okay. How far behind me was that?
You can hear. It's got to be close, maybe 60 to 80 at most, but you can't be sure.
Okay.
You can't see the creature.
Now that I hear it, I'm going to time it that when is excuse me, when it is in roughly 20 to 40 feet within range, I'm going to cast Destroy Water in like a pool so that it like creates a small little cavity that would suck stuff in, and then proceed to good up.
Okay.
So
So you take your turn. You go. How do I want to roll this? Because so you're gonna ready an action for when he's 30 to 40 feet to you to
Yes.
cast that spell,
yes,
and you like to use your movement but not the action, right? Because you want to ready that action.
correct. Yes.
Okay.
So time it so that because we're both going to be swimming pretty fast, so within 20 to 40 feet, if he's going as fast as he is, he won't have enough reaction time to dodge the hole of water.
You
Yeah.
make it 30 feet on your turn, and then you hear him closing about half the distance he previously was. You cast the spell, and you hear like a loud thud as he crashes to the ground, and the water envelops over him. And once again, it is your turn. So you just sprint again.
Okay, I'm continuing to go, but at this point, I yell,
Jeff, Daddy! All right. You once again sprint, and obviously you have a huge lead on this creature. Can you guys roll a new initiative?
We're back in. Can you hear me that mug, please?
What about you, Jeff?
7.
7. Okay. He is right about to land before this creature appears. You guys see, like you're on the edge, you see this creature appear, right about to chomp down onto him. Danny, it is your turn. You use your turn to run, Charles.
I'm gonna run towards the lights.
You see the
Oh,
crocodile
right,
about
right.
to chomp down on
I
your
can't
Charles. You can see they're within 5 feet. They're on the edge. You
Oh.
can see. You can
I'm like
attack or
crawling up on
something.
the shore right
Like he's on shore and this creature's about to chomp him. If you were to look behind you, you'd see it looks significantly smaller than the creature previous, although still larger than you.
Okay.
The only thing I can do is shoot him with my bow.
Do you have a melee weapon on you? Because you would be.
Oh, I have it right here. Yes.
Yes, you have a rapier.
There we go.
So you attack with your rapier. That hits. 23. Charles.
Bro,
Damage.
I'm not dying.
10 damage. Okay, you do 10 damage, and this giant alligator is about to clasp it down on you. That's a 23 to hit. Also really low damage, but I think it's enough to make not go conscious still at 80 damage.
Balls. I
So
did so good.
he cracks down and his jaws clamp onto the back end of your body, and you fall unconscious right on the edge of the shore. And it looks he begins to it looks like he begins to drag you back. He doesn't have enough movement to actually do it, but that looks like what his intent is to drag Charles's body back into the water. Jeff, your turn.
Real simple. It's still 5 feet away though, right?
Yep, still within range.
Alright, I'm gonna simply draw Bloodlust, right?
Right.
Then I'm going to activate its Bloodlust on this thing.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna rush to the other side and attack from the opposite flank.
It would require you to get in the water, essentially.
How deep is the water? Go.
You'd probably be wading up to around your chest. It'd be difficult terrain, but you can make it there.
Oh, that's fine. It's like this.
Okay. You do that.
So does that give me an advantage on the stride?
It does indeed.
Fantastic. So we're talking.
Do you have a guy here?
We're talking about 27 to hit.
That hits hard. Including your bloodlust damage.
It's 27 on the first strike.
Holy, he's still alive.
But he bled, right?
Yeah, he's bloody.
Okay, good. No, I just need to know the fact that he is bleeding.
be bleeding. Yeah, you see as your blade strikes through him, the blood from the creature, the red is sucked into the blade and lines it. Now the blade is glowing red from the blood you sucked into it.
Good.
And you almost feel the sense of satiation from the weapon.
The next one hits with a 22, and this one does a substantial amount less.
Because you don't want to blood less.
At 12 damage.
12 damage. That is enough to kill this one. You strike through with your blade as previously sucked through it. How would you want to finish it with this next attack?
I mean, just do a good straight down the middle, kind of split in the spine.
You pull your blade and smash down through the middle, split the back of this creature. Essentially, like, he's a complete creature up in front, but down his spine as it goes, he's in half, and his blood begins rushing into your blade, into the water, leaching into it, making it glow red and more powerful.
And I don't stop swinging. I just keep whacking,
slashing this creature.
Just whacking into it.
Danny, it's your turn. Your partner's still unconscious if you have any more. The creature's dead, but your partner's still unconscious if you have any more healing or anything like that, or if you have decent medicine.
Try medicine.
Okay, you can go roll to stabilize him, roll a medicine check.
21.
Okay, you're stabilized. Yeah, okay, so your friend over there is just slashing against this creature. The blood from the creature is leaching into the blade, but your Charles is stabilized, and you guys are safe. Alright, Danny and Jeff, up to you, what happens? Charles.
I'm gonna grab Charles and heft him over my shoulder like he's nothing more than a bag of rice.
That's what he is, nothing more than a bag of rice for you.
Pretty small.
Dude's like a pinky. I'm gonna walk back to the canoes and lay him into it. Do you carry any weapons on you?
Huh?
Do you carry any weapons on you?
Yes, I've got a staff.
So it takes, about 45 minutes to get back to the canoes, right? I take 15 minutes arranging his body to make up, like, Boromir was pushed down the river and, basically do that thinking he's dead, and I'm, like, sobbing the whole time, and I'm, like, arranging his body for an additional 15 minutes, which means an hour has passed.
You wake up to your body being arranged in this canoe. You wake up with one hit point as he's like arranging you almost like in a funeralistic way.
I'm not dead! I'm not dead!
I get startled and jump back several feet.
Ah! Ah!
Oh my gosh, Charles, I thought you were dead. Oh, I'm
You just
so
followed watching this
relieved.
happen.
Yeah.
I was
Just
getting
confused
ready
on what's
to
going on.
give you a send-off that's required by dying in the river.
I think it's like hearing.
I was really,
Sweet.
I was worried there, Charles. I'm glad you're alive, though.
You're surprised you're alive, really.
Anyway, I killed that thing holding you. I think I lost control again. I ended bloodlust, by the way.
I imagine you did, yeah.
Everything was
It's
in a
just been
haze.
hitting you this whole 45 minutes.
Everything has been a haze of red. I think my sword blew for a while. Anyway, I killed that thing. I don't know what it was, but I killed it.
How much bigger was the one that I killed than this one?
It was one size larger, so this one's around 10 by 10. Yours was 50 by 15.
That's all right. Thank you. I remember making it back to shore. I killed one about 50% larger in the water. Took me down to almost dead.
There is absolutely no doubt or mistrust in my face when I say, "You killed one? Oh, we should give you a title. We'll call you
Alive.
Charles Dinosaur Killer. Slayer.
I prefer
Slayer
not
of
to.
dinosaurs.
I prefer not to have a title with
Aquatic creatures.
Slayer or Killer in them.
A vanquisher.
Let's hold off.
In my people, a title is great respect, though. A good deed does not go
How about
untitled.
Charles? He who lives.
That's a pretty low-level title where we come from. I got that when I was 4 years old, but we can go with it.
I say. Okay, at this point, I'm going to cast my healing
How many
spells.
spell slots do you have left?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Nice.
But I need healing. Because I'm not good.
What level are you guys going to 5? 6?
6.
Gamer.
Okay. Yes, I am going to cash. Cure wounds. 2d8 plus 8.
Alright, you cure your wounds, my friend.
Woo! 18. Alright, that's good. That's
You're at 18 HP or 19 HP now?
19 HP.
It's much nicer.
I think this time we should head towards the lags.
Also, roll survival roll survival, everybody.
Seven. I mean, I guess it would make sense at this point.
9.
What? 9?
9.
Danny, you get the sense that these are very large creatures. You imagine that there is unlikely to be too many more of such creatures in a small area. They probably ruled the area and took control of almost all prey in it. So the water might be safe now. But that's still an assumption, it's still a prediction, not necessarily accurate.
I also sit down and pull out a oiled cloth. I take out a dry cloth and I clean off bloodlust very meticulously. And I take an oiled cloth and I re-oil the blade and re-scatter it.
Some of the blood is ingrained in the blade itself, and you find even with significant cleaning you can't remove it, although it is fading.
Yeah.
So, do you mention anything about that?
He's like, no, I'm gonna keep doing it myself. We're not going back there.
Yeah, I'm not going in that water, I'm not going near that water.
It's okay.
I offer Charles a hand up. I, with the exact strength necessary, gingerly lift him to his feet.
Are you like lifting me like I'm dangling or like I'm
No, just supporting
Okay.
you as much as you need.
I didn't
while
know if you just
stand
went
up.
Vroom.
No.
Okay.
I'm
Like
very
straight.
ginger with you. I'm taking it very easy.
Gotcha.
Very
Okay.
gentle.
You guys follow the lights, kind of flickering up ahead.
I'm pretty sure Smeagol warned the exact opposite. Don't follow the lights.
It's true. As you approach and get closer, you see they begin floating away of your direction, almost leading you somewhere. So rather than staying stationary, do you continue to follow?
Yeah. Or I do. I
How
say,
long have we been ashore now?
I'm like 2
Like
hours.
since we got off the canoes?
Hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, to get to the Will-O-Wisp probably would have pushed it another
So it is Will-O-Wisps.
30-ish minutes.
Anyway.
I hear you. Alright,
I
is there
don't
any
know.
chance one could make camp?
These are like the same lights we saw last time. Maybe we shouldn't follow them.
They do feel reminiscent of the Will-O-Wisps that had attacked you previously, except these ones don't seem to have any coloration, just the floating, flickering, yellowish, almost like floating fires in the sky.
I say in Draconic, are you gonna attack us?
You hear one voice. It kind of floats out lightly. It is passive and as simple as Draconic could speak. And it goes. Looks like a whisper on your ears.
Does it seem trustworthy?
All of us?
You can roll insight.
Is it responding in Draconic?
None of you can hear it, but it seems light.
That's an
about it. 11? It's a little uncanny, the whisper to your ears, and a little off-putting, especially considering your previous engagement with Will-O-Wisp and the fact that this creature is very reminiscent of him. But there's nothing inherently, like, false about its speech or anything like that. Nothing inherently untrustworthy. Just that kind of uncanny, weird feeling you get from this whispering creature. Kind of creepy feeling.
They say they won't attack, so I trust them. I'm gonna follow them. You guys don't have to. I can't tell anybody what to do. I follow them.
What about you guys?
I stay loosely behind him. A little frantic at this point. Well, not frantic,
Fair enough.
Yes.
What about you, Danny? As you guys push forward following these wispy creatures, they become more and more reminiscent of the Will-O-Wisps you'd encountered previously. Some of them begin to shift color into a more light blue, and some into this lighter green. And that's kind of what they can tend to stay as. They kind of shifted out of their fiery appearance. And as you approach, it's no longer like they're floating away. It's as you get closer to one set of lights, they kind of disappear, and then further up, more reappear. Kind of stationary lights as you follow them. But they're not like standing completely still. They're kind of wisping, moving, kind of gliding in their one place in the air. And as you approach one set, they blink out and disappear in another set further ahead, usually in spans of about 30, 40 feet. Reappear. Almost like indistinct flickering lanterns, kind of sitting in the distance each time.
I speak in Draconic, kind of like when I get close to one, knowing it's gonna go away, I say, "What is your name?"
You hear no response.
I'm gonna go, "Hi, I'm Jeff. I have anger issues, management issues." I pause.
I say,
waiting.
Jeff, it's probably best not to talk to the lights at this point.
But they answered. It seems rude to not get to know the people you're following.
What other languages do you speak, by the way?
Common.
It's common.
Yep.
Let me,
Oh, and Elvish.
you hear another one. Almost, it comes from close. Like, you know this creature's close to you. But the speaking is almost distant. Like, it's far away. And once again, in another whisper, you hear, "We miss you." Once again, in Draconic, ununderstandable by any of you, besides Jeff.
Well, thank you.
Do you continue forward, Jeff?
I do. As I do, I say, "Do I know you?"
No response.
Charles and Connie. I think they miss you.
And on that note, more voices speak. This time in common. "Come, we miss you." Once again, it sounds like a distant whisper that comes and reaches your ears.
Okay. Jeff walks forward.
Jeff walks forward. What about the other two? Do you follow?
Very, like so alert, like you want to like shoot the first like leaf that falls on the ground.
You guys are moving through rough terrain, difficult terrain. Once again, no sight ahead of you except following these lights kind of blindly. And yeah, you guys keep going forward. And the next thing they say is, one second. We have sad.
I have said to sometimes lights.
Who made you
We said we are sad.
Oh, it's like we have some.
No, they say we are sad.
Who made you sad?
No response.
Oh.
Alright. Again, you follow. If any of you are doing this walking stick trick, you don't appear to come on any sort of water or quicksands. But you walk for a good 30, 40 minutes. No response from these creatures beyond what they had already given you. One second. You don't like this? Oh. I need to look this up. Hang on. You guys can roleplay for a minute. I gotta look something.
Freaking out. I'm like high up TikTok. Like classic Scooby-Doo.
I wonder why they're sad.
I don't have the necessary utilities to enter another battle. Got 2 spell slots left, and they're both first. I'm not really in fighting condition. I need a rest.
There's nothing necessarily stopping
Can we ever make camp? You want to make camp?
you. You could. It would be hard to start a fire. It's still a mucky, massy water, pretty much a layer of water above all the land here. But you could certainly sit and rest.
Okay, Jeff. Because we've been following these lights for a while, and we've not encountered water or anything else. And I'm quite weak at the current moment in time. I believe I might benefit from some sort of rest.
Okay, let me ask something real fast.
What?
I turned the lights. Will you wait for us?
No response, but as you stop moving, they don't seem to move forward anymore.
I think they'll wait for us.
Alright, you guys can take a short rest if you like.
Yes.
Go ahead and take the benefits of the short rest. I don't think that does anything for anybody but the cleric, because nobody else lost anything. Also, I don't think you... Do you get any spell slots, cleric? I don't think so. Yeah, you get HP.
You do get HP. I get 6. For hit die 1d8 total 6, does that mean I roll 6 d8? That doesn't sound right.
Sorry, what you got? Take it something.
What?
Lots of wisps.
I'm just putting the lights around.
Jeez, please. No.
Expense for keeping myself a short rest. My hit die is 1d8 and a total 6.
68 worth of hit die.
Oh, that's
Nice.
Wasn't sure if I was mistaken.
You don't have to use them all,
Yeah, your constitution modifier per dice roll.
though. Gotta roll those hit dice. Remember to add your con mod for
Do
each
you
one.
hear any animals?
You don't seem to. Everything's still and silent where you are now.
Right, so I have no need at all to take a short rest. So I won't take a short rest. And what I'll do is I'll spend 10 minutes and cast as a ritual and speak with animals.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna open myself up and see if I hear any animals speaking to themselves.
Okay. Take note of that.
Okay.
I mean, it lasts for 10 minutes, so it's encompassed within this rest.
Fully healed.
You're fully healed.
Yes.
Cool. It doesn't seem you don't seem to have any animals speak to you throughout this run. It's very still, very quiet. You guys walk forward in like 30 minutes after this rest, before the will-o-wisps kind of spread out. The fog still covers the area, but they kind of almost guide a path through them now on each side. You guys are over here. You can't see anything but these floating lights around the area. What's your name?
Oh, sorry.
So you guys are just kind of over here. You just kind of stand there.
I continue walking towards them.
I say we the route furthest away from all of them through the middle, so straight down the middle.
Just gonna walk straight out the middle.
Yeah.
Cautiously in front of
Alright. Guys make your
them.
way.
Like Formula One driver reaction time.
You guys make your way down the middle. And as you proceed, the lights flow in and kind of surround around you.
The back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that continues as you guys make it in, and gradually, the swampy feeling gives way to stone. You find yourselves darkened, the light that was once barely piercing the fog gone, and you get the sense that you've entered a cave. Fog begins to clear as you walk further in.
What was she in Shed Cave?
Um,
'Cause I've got dark vision.
yeah, help me out. Who does have dark vision?
I think it's just me if I remember correctly.
Just you. Nice. Well, shoot. Let me pull up this character sheet. You okay?
I'm roasting you.
Yeah, it is very, very warm, even right next to you.
There's like a heat thing right here.
Yeah?
It's like the air is so hot right there.
Okay. Yeah, you see a cave structure ahead of you, the stone surrounding the inside. Some of this rock is still wet with some slippy, slimery, like green foliage along the ground, like swamp plants. But by and large, it's stone ahead of you, and you see that it just curves up ahead. Nothing you can see straight through, but it's huge. Like it's not a small cave structure; it is huge.
Does it look like carved out or natural?
It looks like not humanly carved out. It looks like this opening might have been natural, but something dug its way in here. So,
Like a large creature the same diameter, or
like something pretty big had to get through here, and it carved its way through here.
dang, and big old worms. Do we see any other kind of like any tracks, any trails, any doors, any other forks in the path?
Nope. It seems like the stone hasn't bent under the will of anything walking through it or anything like that.
I'll walk forward.
Yes.
All right. Now, anybody without dark vision
Yes.
can't see.
I'm gonna strike a torch.
Okay. Your light casts along the walls, and you see a similar thing. Although it's hard to even see the edges. Excuse me. as they spread out, as this passage is so huge. As you walk, the echoing of your footsteps gives way to the hugeness and lengthiness of this tunnel that you're going towards. But there is only one path forward. Nothing diverges, just twists. Roughly 200-ish feet in. What's your guys' passive perceptions?
14.
What was that? Would not combined?
17.
19.
What was yours again, Jeff?
Jeff.
17, 19. What was yours again? 14. Thank you. You hear what appears to be anybody above 50 hears this kind of like exhale, almost like some giant mouth or nose of air that kind
Is
of
this
echoes along the passage.
Is this like that Star
Slight.
Wars deal
that you
where
can
we go
hear.
into that hole on the planet and that hole is the thing?
I don't know, is it?
If so, I don't like that. Like, can we feel it or do we just hear it?
You hear it, but yeah, also your breath kind of travels, almost something that kind of you can even smell it slightly as it carries through the cavern. Something big is breathing hard.
You mean when like I say to I don't like this. There's something else in here.
I don't think there is. There's no reason. There's no sign saying anything else is.
The lights may have not been leading us here with good intention, unfortunately.
I mean, I trust you, third in command, Charles, but I don't know.
Interrupting you, you hear this large, booming voice in Draconic. It goes,
Who are you?
and it kind of booms through the cave, reaches your ears. All of you hear the Draconic. You recognize it to be it, but you can't understand what it's saying.
I look at Jeff.
It's my time. I step forward and in Draconic I go, I'm Jeff. I have anger management
Is there any way that I can like
issues."
recognize a
And then I
certain phrase
pause
that
for a pregnant amount of time.
Did you say who are you?
Hi, I'm Jeff. I have anger management issues. And I pause.
He goes,
Me too.
Oh, I was told in the instance of meeting someone also with this problem to offer my support. If you need to talk about anything at all, I am here for you.
he goes, and he laughs. He goes,
Do you know who I am?
Well, you haven't said your name yet.
Volragamanthar.
Volragamanthar. Can we tell that that is a name, or are we just hearing still more draconic
you're just hearing more gibberish. It comes across more as like it's not in the same names aren't necessarily translated in the same way, but you hear like different speech. In Draconic, you guys hear Vol Rag Thu.
Volrag.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't remember hearing that name
There's no necessary indication that it's even a name.
before. Now, I don't know how one can tell. Can one tell if this voice is particularly masculine or particularly feminine? Hence, the big bad lady dragon.
You could hear it as it's powerful and it's deep, but it's from a creature you don't necessarily recognize, and so you're not sure whether it would come across as masculine or feminine from this creature's perspective. But it's loud and it's deep and it's growly.
So it's Volragamanthar.
Volragamanthar.
Hi, Volragamanthar. I
I'm
say
also dead silent at this point.
Yeah.
I
It's
know.
loud and booming. This conversation. Every time the other creature responds, it echoes through the caverns to you.
I'm hoping.
I say, do you live here?
And he goes, "Yes, this mere is my territory."
Oh. Do you host meetings here?
He shouts once again, "What are the names of your companions?"
I just look
Oh.
at Danny.
This is
I
Charles.
shake my head at Jeff.
They don't understand what he's saying.
Oh.
I go, this is Charles.
Can I recognize Charles?
Yeah, that's it.
Archiconic? Or does he just like
No,
Charles?
it's yeah, that's exactly. It's like
Ours no voice, no,
Charles,
no single.
I look at you and I shake my head?
and I go back to comment. Wait, I shouldn't give your names. Oh, and I go back to Draconic. Charles has requested that I no longer give names.
I think my book was never said.
Who is the other one?
Just, can you shapeshift into like a rock or something?
Let's try to get
Petrified fossil.
Does he
One
seem
slither?
like is it like the tone of his voice? I know it's loud and booming, but does it seem with malicious intent?
Roll insight.
That's like an 11.
It's really hard to tell. It's just loud and it's a little playful, but it's hard to tell maliciousness in this voice.
Like we talking small
It's
and
just-
playful?
It's
or
just
like
power.
peace magic dragon play?
It's just such power. It's hard to give. It's hard to give inference to what the rest of this feels. But everybody can roll a history, a arcana, or a nature here. History, whichever you like, and they have different results.
I'm gonna roll positive 3. Can I roll whatever is most helpful?
Yeah, you have to choose. They'll do
I'll do
different
like
things.
18 on a history.
How's a 8 on that? I think I'd probably go with nature.
An 8 on nature.
It's a 4.
You large boomy voice.
Yeah.
Not sure what that means. You get the sense that it's something you can tell by the weight of the voice that it's something large and powerful. Knowing that this is a cave, you also relate. You think of certain creatures come to your mind, like large worms, dragons, things like that. But you're not sure. You rolled in history.
Yeah.
You recognize, you remember from legends that there is. You remember the name, and there is a dragon that rules this mirror and travels these parts. Lightning fast speed, he was told to have. You recognize the name of Agamemnon.
Do I recognize or do I recall any color or like tendencies? Like, is he feared and like, if you see him, he's gonna eat you, that kind of thing?
You remember that people told legends of black being the last thing they see before this dragon destroyed what they were. But that's
Well,
mostly all that you know is that he travels at lightning fast speed, quicker than any dragon should be able to.
If something is
Question. I have a question for Ragamanthar. Actually, there's 2 if I'm permitted to ask.
Proceed.
Do you have a title at all? Like, are you addressed as a lord or a count?
Old lady.
Are you a king or like a captain of anything?
1 second.
I was told to always be respectful, and rank is something that needs to be
The legend says that black is the last thing they see. How do they know?
That's how legends spread.
The last thing anyone saw was black.
Right, but that's the last thing anyone saw. When those
Before
people
they
are
died.
dead.
But like,
So then how is that unique?
but there are legends in our like the real world that end that way.
Yeah, I'm telling you that's a totally valid question. It's just it's part of how legends come to be. It's something
Also,
you don't know.
we live in a world where you can literally raise the dead to ask them questions. Like that isn't.
That's what
You
happened.
can probably do that at some point.
Yeah, he can. He has a spell. Not
Also,
yet.
You
Maybe.
have
Maybe
that
I
ability.
agree.
Oh,
Actually, maybe yet. You might have
Turn it
access
off.
to that spell now. I don't even know. I don't know.
You're kind of nearby here, which is day one of the next one.
Anyway, one second. Read the rest of this. You hear no more response from this creature.
Well, since I am of such a lowborn status, I usually default to my lord. So, my lord, are you the Boragamanthar from legend that can move faster than lightning?
Still hear no response.
I start very, very slowly turning around and walking the other way.
Charles, where are you going?
I am doing this as I'm walking, and I kind of
You hear the acid-driven, acid-eaten skulls that you notice
I
lying
hear
along.
acid skulls.
No, you see
Oh.
them. As you're walking back, you see the acid-eaten skulls and bones along the ground that you missed on your way in for distraction from the wisps. But it's clear that whatever lives in here is dangerous.
I will whisper to Charles and it makes me angry when people don't respond. I'm getting a little angry.
So, if we stay here any longer, there will be nothing left for us to give an answer back to.
But I'm worried if I don't take the time to
Move.
control my. I don't like to be rushed.
Do you like to die?
I'm fuming. I'm getting angry, but I go. I'm getting angry. I'm going.
Huh?
I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going. I'm just not happy
Is it
about it. I'm
going?
getting angry.
I
You
say,
hear noises a bit distantly behind you. They seem like they're approaching.
say something else. Be friendly. As we
But if he doesn't answer, I'll just get mad.
And then you see the wisps blocking the entrance ahead of you.
I speak to the Wisdom Draconic. Could you let us by, please?
No response. But you hear noises getting louder behind you, almost like something's running towards you.
Oh, running?
I am getting.
Many
I'm,
feet pushing towards your
okay, I'm getting a little mad. No one's responding now. Can you please let us pass?
direction. You hear, but that's it.
They don't know to say that in town, do they?
They do.
Okay.
I really want to know.
I'm okay taking on the risk rather than vulgar.
You hear voice. You hear steps getting louder now, running towards your direction.
Yeah,
You get the sense that if you sit here and you wait, you're gonna have a fight. with
I'm
these
going.
creatures.
I'm going.
Yeah, they said come. I'm gonna go through them.
Okay, you're running through them. What are you doing? You're running
Yeah,
through them.
I'm going.
Okay, everybody's running through them. Cool. They kind of close in on you as you pass through, and they're all going to take opportunity attacks. So you're just going to spread them among you. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'll take 4. I'm spearheading it.
Sure. Okay, he volunteered himself to take 4. Otherwise, each of you takes 3. What a nice guy volunteering to take that.
I'm gonna be real with you. I almost raged right before we left the. And then they didn't answer, but then they did answer. If they had not answered, I would have gone into a rage.
Raged right in front of the dragon.
Yeah,
That
no one was answering.
would have been so fun.
No one is answering me.
They turn like shades of red and purple and darker as you run by them. Yeah, let me go ahead and do shock against you all. Let's roll Danny's first. Miss, what's your AC, Danny?
60.
Hit. Miss. 1 hits Danny. How about you? What's your AC?
15.
Hit. Miss. Miss. 1 hits you. How about you? What's your AC? Jeff?
I think it's 15.
Hits. Natural 1. Hits. Hits. 3 hit you. So 1 to each of you, 3 against Jeff. Of course, Jeff always takes the most damage, just like you took critical hits from
It's
the
fine.
wizard.
At least I wasn't crit on.
You were not crit on. Nobody was. Okay.
What
So-
kind of damage is it?
Lightning damage.
Can I take a bonus action to rage even though it's not my turn?
You cannot. This is an opportunity attack. Danny, you take 10 damage. I'm going to mark this down as we do this. So 29. That's right? You're 29 HP now? Charles, you take 12 damage.
Lord have mercy.
Oh man, so 3 attacks to you, Jeff, which gives you a ton of HP, so you should be fine. 30 damage to you
That sucks.
in total. As you guys run past these bolts, arch out and shock you, and they say, "Oh, come, we need you, we miss you." And you hear this cacophonous, like this is the first time they've spoken as a group and loudly before, but you hear various like, "Come back, we need you, we want you, we miss you." Voices like that. Can everybody roll me?
Some thirsty little wisps.
Thirsty little wisp. Can everybody roll me?
No, respectfully.
Respectfully, can you roll me wisdom saving throws?
11.
Triple 11s! Good job, guys. You feel this sense of despair begin to fall over your body as you feel a sadness for these creatures. Something you're not used to, something equivalent to the loss of a friend. And you're almost drawn to them in the sadness, almost like you need to go make them feel better, give them aid. Make me another wisdom saving throw, each of you.
18.
19.
19.
What a recovery. Although you guys feel drawn to them, none of you are forced to, but this feeling kind of pulls on you. But you can
I'm
use your
not
will.
feeling towards the dragon. I feel like that's slightly. You got a lizard folk situation here.
That's absolutely valid. You're not forced to turn back.
It's a dragon.
So your feeling is what you will. What will you guys do?
Okay, so when we first got
I'm
here,
gonna go to a canoe and then flip it over me.
So you guys are gonna run all the way. You're gonna run all the way back to the canoes. And you guys are both running.
I'm
there as well.
outpacing them because I'm dashing. I can just run faster.
I'm trying to get out of
I'm gone.
Okay. Each of you, as you went by the wisps and felt this despair, had you had that white wisp souls pulled out of you. The same feeling that tore you. Now are all familiar with that feeling. And all of you get a level of exhaustion as it pulls at your spirit, and you struggle to depart from this situation. But you do.
So no exhaustion or yes?
Yes, exhaustion.
Yes,
Yes, exhaustion, but you run past. You're 1 level of exhaustion to each of you. And each of you also make me an intelligence check as you try and remember your way back. That or a survival. set to survival or a plain intelligence, like memory
22
or pathing.
survival.
And it's difficult terrain, so you guys are at lower speed than you previously were. Just an intelligence check using your intelligence modifier, like an ability
Oh, I
check,
can
which is at disadvantage because of exhaustion. Because ability checks are disadvantage of exhaustion.
Well,
good
that's a nat 1 plus 4.
Same score.
Same score. What about you?
It's 0.
Okay, so you're just sprinting ahead of them.
Yeah, no, basically.
Okay, he's the only one who knows his way back, as you guys are getting lost
Don't
in the dense
Jeff!
swamp.
Jeff!
You don't remember, you don't seem to remember or feel your way back, and you don't know where you're about to go, but you're just sprinting away. He's the only one who can pass his
I
way
go.
back.
I go, Charles.
His voice is growing distant.
Jeff, I don't know where you are. I don't know where to
Oh.
get back.
Okay, and I light my torch up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what I do is, are there trees around us, or is it just all open?
You can't see. The light doesn't help you pierce the fog almost any additional.
I'm gonna then. I know, like, I can't technically swing the great sword with one hand, but I feel like with a +5 strength, I can at least whack it around. Try
Sure.
to. I'm swinging in a big arc around me
Yeah.
and see if I can like cause any sort of damage that would indicate where I am.
Sure, roll a d20. Just plain.
A 20.
Okay. Roll an attack roll.
A 21.
Roll damage.
15.
You smash through this kind of dead-end tree. Your blade cuts through it, and it crashes to the ground. Unfortunately, the noise is not that loud. You cut pretty cleanly, and then it slams into the muck. And it kind of makes this like squelch, but nothing that was greater than your voice or any more significant.
I just start yelling and say, "Follow my voice!" And I start yelling as I banshee run my way back to.
And then you hear, once again, a distant whisper that also cascades, but from different directions. Over here! Follow my voice! And they kind of grow to match his as you hear these voices from different directions.
I do the
Roll
best I can.
perception with advantage. Each of you.
What was your perception?
Perception? Perception normal first, without advantage. So reroll if you roll with advantage. To discern his voice from the
25.
Now both of you roll perception with advantage.
12.
I rolled twice.
Roll twice, take the highest.
25, then 12.
As they're both trying to match, as they're all trying to match to his voice, you're able to discern his voice from the rest. Each of you are, as you can hear his voice clearly as they're trying to match it. Unfortunately, the noise still confuses you, and the fog still confuses you. And Jeff, it's just so hard to find your way to his voice, even as he yells. You, Danny, are able to make it, and you can track his voice to the canoes.
Can I
That's what
follow
we're going to
anyway?
end our session.
Since I get to the canoes first, I like to be underneath one, and
Yeah.
once I am, I stop yelling.
Okay. We'll figure out the rest next session. You're still kind of confused trying to find your way, but Danny, you've tracked his voice and are following it now.
So Danny and I split up.
Yeah, you guys all split up when you ran.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are about to get lost.
Oh, nice.
Eyebrows.
All right. But who knows? Danny could yell. You can figure your way. We'll figure that out next session. Good session, everyone. You met a dragon. You ran from will-o-wisps. Yeah. Okay. We'll see what happens next time. Bye.